All right, so I'm going to be running the Arrma Notorious 6S. It's going to be the Arrma Notorious 1/8 scale blue body. It's essentially the same as the Arrma Outcast 6S. From what I know, the same. I believe it's the same everything except the body, but I am not 100% sure on that. Oops. See if we can get out of there. There we go. So as you can see, it rained last night for about 45 minutes. That's all the rain that we got all year long. So out of all my cars, this car is my favorite one that I have. It was also the most expensive, but it has a lot of power. And I hadn't before I bought this one, I hadn't owned an actual Arrma before, and I have to say the Arrma brand, how durable they are compared to the other cars I've had, the other brands I've had. I mean, this one is out of the box. This one is by far the most durable. It has steel drive shafts. Steel drive shafts, aluminum shocks, pretty beefy A-arms. I mean, this thing is just. I mean, Arrma is built tough, just like it says. But compared to Traxxas, when you purchase a lot of Traxxas vehicles, the plastic on the A-arms a lot of times is pretty thin. Is pretty thin. So I've had to replace the A-arms on my Traxxas cars. Not all of them, but a few of them, a couple times. So I haven't had to replace anything on this Arrma Notorious, but also I don't go off of a huge ramp, so I don't bash this thing like a lot of bashers on YouTube, which is nothing wrong with it. I just don't want to have to keep putting more and more money into the car for extra parts. So, but I would like to someday, but I can't afford it right now. So right now, I don't go on huge ramps or nothing like that. I mean, I bash it, but I don't bash it real hard. So. Ooh, gotta watch out for the rocks. Even though those rocks look small, they'll flip your car right on over. Let's go get in the water a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not sure how deep that puddle is. Probably not very deep, but you never know. Yeah, so this is going to be stock gearing out of the box. So it's running probably about 45, maybe 50, maybe. So something happened to my steering, and I don't know what the hell happened, but it's not steering anymore. So let's go take a look at it real quick. see. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with my steering here. That's funny. One of the few times I go in the water, my steering stops working right afterwards. I'm not sure if that's what happened, but all right, guys, let me see what's going on with this thing. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, so I just got home and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the servo. I still cannot figure it out. I have no clue what's going on with it. So basically what happened is I went to the water and shortly thereafter, it just lost power completely. Everything else was working fine. The servo is waterproof, which it even says it right there. I'm not sure if you can read it, but it is waterproof. So there shouldn't be any issues with the water, but that's never happened to me before. So, but I have my controller on, my steering trim is on, and nothing is happening. All the links are still connected, so the drag links. So if I turn the steering wheel, it turns the servo itself. So I'm not sure what's going on with it, but I'm gonna do some research, and I'm gonna try to figure it out. If I do and when I do, I'll let you guys know what happened. Thanks. So what I've done so far is I have taken the lid off of the receiver box right here, and just check the connections. I just check these connections in here, the ESC and the steering servo, and they seem to be working fine. So that's not my issue, but I'm still looking for it. Okay, I just want to keep you updated on the progression. So I took the receiver out of the receiver box, and I checked the wires. So it's hard to tell, but I checked those wires, and I switched. I actually switched both of these. So one is controls the actual throttle. One controls the steering. So if you switch these, your steering wheel now becomes your throttle, and your throttle now becomes your steering wheel. So I switched those, and I tried the throttle for the steering, and it still didn't work. So I'm just still trying to figure it out, but I'll keep you guys updated. You know what? Actually, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the actual steering servo. So I have 4 screws here. I'm not sure exactly how many screws it's going to take to get this thing out of the truck, but I have to unscrew all these and these 4 screws to take it out, and I'm going to look at that and check the wires on that side too. So that's going to be my next thing I go to. I did do a bit of research online, and it could be a faulty servo, or it could be, I believe, a faulty receiver. But it could be probably more than that. But that's just what I looked up real fast. So that's it for right now. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just basically taking everything apart. I haven't ever taken this car apart before, so I'm trying to go slow and remember where all the parts go. But right now I'm working on taking the steering servo out. I already checked the receiver out of the receiver box. Checked those wires. Those wires are good. I had to take the switch, the power on and off switch off, so I could take the motor off, the ESC rather. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fan off the ESC off the top to see if everything is connected in there. But that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So, yep, I'll be back soon. Thanks. All right, guys. So I took all the electronics out of the car. As you can see, it now has no electronics. So everything is right here. You have the ESC, the servo as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the servo apart, and I guess there is a sensor inside, or at least on the Creighton 8S there's a sensor inside that you can move around, and sometimes you can get that to start working again. There's a video that I saw. It's called Steering don't work on Kraden 8S. Teardown of servo any and all Arrma RCs. The user is going to be RC USA 201. So that's basically, he had the same issue as I had, the same exact issue. And he took the servo off, and then I believe it's right underneath this bolt. There was a sensor. He took the gears off the shaft, and there was a sensor down there that he adjusted or moved with his fingers, and he got it to work. So I'm gonna try the same thing, and hopefully it works. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I want to show you what I've been trying to do to diagnose the servo. I still have no clue what's going on with it. If you guys have any suggestions for my servo, drop a comment down below. I did watch a video, like I said, about the dude that he said that almost all of the Arrmas that he's had or friends have had, the steering servo has went out completely. I did what he did, which what he did is he took this whole servo apart. So this is going to be the servo from the Arrma Notorious. What he did was he just messed with this this metal metal piece right here. He just turned it a few times, and I guess it reset the sensor. I tried the same thing and it's not working. So I did a few things. So here's going to be my ESC out of my Arrma Notorious, and here's my receiver. So basically all that I did was I hooked up a Traxxas servo, an old one that I had. The gears are stripped out inside of it, but all that I did was hook that up into the receiver here. So if I turn it on, this is what the servo does. So the servo is spinning inside. I'm not sure if it's because I'm using a servo, Traxxas servo with a different receiver. I don't believe this should be spinning like this. But yeah, so inside, you can't see it, but inside, I took this apart and everything, so that the main axle is spinning in there. So I'm not sure if it's the receiver. I'm not sure what's going on, but I also hooked up the Arrma servo to my Traxxas Rustler receiver. So this is going to be a 4-channel receiver. This other one's a 3-channel. And I'll show you what it does whenever I turn it on. So everything is on basically. If I if I try to turn it, nothing happens. So this servo is still not responding at all. So I'm not sure what's going on with it. If you guys have any suggestions or possibly may know what's going on with it, drop a comment down below. Thanks.